Moon-stricken, animal in need, bad seed, untamable.
Ooh, it's your boy Ape. Yo, what's up? I'm gonna jump right into this video. As you know, I've been trying to slam out content, so I'm gonna have to jump just right in here. It's gonna be a build that's like about shotguns and SMGs. I never really had one, but I gotta jump into this video as well. I just want to say that on top of that, this is also a video about like an underused talent, and that's gonna be versatile here. Okay, so versatile, I think that this thing is best in slot. Um, as well with that, I think it's a little weird that a talent that is best in slot is a little underutilized or a lot. I never see anyone using this, so it's actually very underutilized. Um, yep. So into it. First of all, I don't want to get too much off topic here, but this is amplifies total weapon damage. Okay, this isn't like vigilance where you're going to be just increases total weapon damage. Increases is going to be additive. Okay, and amplifies is going to be multiplicative. So yep, on with it. Um, so really quickly before I jump into the shotgun SMG, I just want to take a point to look at this LMG and assault rifle on the bottom here. Okay, that's going to be 10% to enemies. So right off the bat, I'm just going to say that 10%. I don't think you're going to be best in slot there, and as well that 15 to 25 meter range can't really be controlled. I'm going to say, okay, and it's going to be, it may be hard to keep them at a certain range. So yep, that's why I'm going to say no for there. Okay, and then moving up, rifles and marksman rifles, I do think that you could keep ads far away from you. So I do think that is going to be more viable. I do think there is some more issues there. Maybe I'll make a video about this with like a marksman rifle version. But yep, just pointing that out as well. But you could have ads that like run closer to you where you're not going to have the buff. So other than that, mentioning that, that's why I think shotguns and SMGs are a little bit different, okay? Because that 15-meter range, you can kind of force that range by either spawn killing, playing aggressive, or going towards an ad compared to, where rifles, you might actually have to be running from the ad. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So, yep, with the shotgun and SMG version, I feel like it's a lot more, you're almost always going to be in range of this ad if you're, pushing and being aggressive and, making good decisions, whatnot. So, we already talked about this being multiplicative, which is huge. I think one of the biggest reasons why people don't use this is because I think that there's a large group of people who at the bottom they'll see at most once per 5 seconds per weapon type. I think that people don't understand that versatile has a 100% uptime. And what I mean by that is it basically never goes away. Once you switch your weapon, you can see it comes on my screen, bottom left there. Okay. Now, I always have this. All I have to do is switch my weapon again, and I have the buff. So this is, you can always have this 100% of the time, which I don't think people realize, and they're like, oh, I just don't think that they realize that. So, so many people also, I always see people running so many either shotgun builds or SMG builds, it's just perfect, really. So what I'm going to point out here next, I'm going to actually move on from versatile. I feel like I could talk about it all day, but I think I got the main point out on that, and I'm going to move on from that. So the next thing here that's going to basically be best in slot is either intimidate, perfect intimidate, whichever. So with this, the reason I want to talk about this next, because this is very important, you need bonus armor for this to proc. Okay, so here's the thing. Most of the people who are running this are running like adrenaline rush on their backpack. whew, running that, man, you're losing a lot of damage. You're maybe you're better off. Like, anyways, I'm not gonna get into too much, but yeah, they're running a adrenaline rush here to get armor. When an ad approaches them, they just get the buff, and that's how they get this buffed. Okay, so here's the thing: when I'm like running a raid, okay, um. I usually always have like roles designated. If it would be like with the coyote, someone, giving everyone this 25 chance, or if it will be, our tank just constantly procking um point man, Vanguard, and this thing is a 20 to 25-second difference, so that's going to be a 5-second, window where you actually don't have this armor. The odds of an ad even spawning in that time is pretty amazing, but there is still that 5-second window. But I think that this right here, your teammate giving you this is just going to be more than enough. Especially if you're like more situated already, like you're speed running or you got friends that you play with. This type of build is going to make a lot more sense than I think running like adrenaline rush if you're looking for like top tier damage. So yep, so next I'm just going to I'm going to kind of move along and kind of not move along. So next I'm going to be talking just a little bit about what talent do I have on. Okay, I switched this not talent, specialization. So I put this specialization on to show you that sharpshooter is kind of interesting. Anytime you are in cover, you get a little bit of bonus armor. You see that bonus armor coming? So that will actually proc intimidate, which I think is just cool. Maybe you are playing solo. I don't know what the scenario is. I'm just sharing the information that yeah, sharpshooter, you could stay in cover to give yourself armor. And from the 35 that you're getting from Intimidate and the 35 that you're getting from Versatile, that's oh my math, that's 70% multiplicative damage. That is a lot of damage, folks. Really quickly too, I'm gonna go in and dive in. I don't want to get too much into specialists, but here's the thing. I think that Gunner is basically going to net you basically more overall damage than most talents will, or I think it's definitely like it can compete. And now the reason I'm saying something like this is because the thing I'm pointing out here is going to be killing enemies grants bonus armor, grants 10% bonus armor. So this is another method. Obviously you would have to kill that ad first, but this is going to grant you bonus armor. There is a couple other ways in the game to grant bonus armor, but I'm just going to move on from there. I don't want to talk too much about items and whatnot, but you wouldn't necessarily have to run all this stuff that I'm running, but I think you're probably going to get a lot of damage doing it like this. You could run Perfect Intimidate here. That a really god roll piece of that is pretty hard to find. I actually think I do have one with me. Let me see if I can. Yeah, this is gonna be like Perfect Intimidate example. It is kind of relevant to the video. That's why I'm gonna point this out real quick and just mention something about this. If you didn't know, Title Update 11, which is right around the corner, is going to make mod slots like this empty utility mod slot be generic. Okay, that means you can put a red mod slot in there. So let's say that this had crit hit damage on it already. I mean, that's basically going to be best in slot, because then you could put the red mod slot in there, you could have crit hit damage on it, and you could either, maybe you want armor. Some people actually do mix in a little armor with the build, or you could even roll that to weapon damage, which is just going to be insane. And if you do want the armor, at that point you could even roll, the other mod to crit chance or headshot damage, or whichever you want. And just one quick thing to add, for a long time, I didn't even know that you could even get perfect intimidate. This is actually pretty hard to get. The only way you're going to be able to get it is to go and kill the hunters in New York, which is yeah, I hated it. Something I want to throw out there. So that's the only way to get this chest is from that mission. Once you do get it from that mission, a really cool thing is there is one other way to get it, and that's Cassie Mendoza will have one each week. Okay, and that's why I would recommend going and getting this, because if Cassie Mendoza ends up having like a really good version, because otherwise, I mean, these things are like impossible to get. If she does have a good version, you want to be able to go buy that from her. If you haven't done the hunters, you don't already have the chest, you're never going to see it each week. So, yep, that's a mention. So, where am I at? Me, I'm rocking that 8% damage to armor. I am on board. So, yep. And here I am on board again with that 8% damage to targets out of cover. I'm definitely on board with it. Now, the only thing I haven't really done here is with my weapons. I'm going to get to my mask in just 1 second at the end, but I really haven't got into weapons. I have a little bit, but I haven't a little bit. I don't really know which weapons I want to run. You know, I think at this point in the video, what I'm going to say is that should be up to you. Some people have different roles. Some people like different guns. I would just take like versatile and, you know, the other information that I've given you, and, you know, maybe throw in your favorite weapon with it. And, you know, make the build your own and be a little, you know, unique or whatever. And yeah, if you would like to change some things, go ahead, change some things, you know, be you. So with this shotgun, I'm seeing people use different shotguns. Super 90's really big. That's huge. As well here, see, I'm rocking that 10% damage to target out of cover. I'm probably not even going to use this. I was just running tests on some different weapons and just checking things out, running tests. But yep, when you do have a weapon, getting that 10% damage to targets out of cover is going to be huge, especially if you're running the same build I am here. That's going to be 18% damage to targets out of cover, 8% damage to targets out of, or to damage to armor and whatnot. So yeah, especially when you have that shotgun, getting, you know, obviously I rolled strained on here for some reason. I was running tests, but like if you have a super 90, you know, you can have that high damage to armor here, and instead of that health damage, you can have that high damage to targets out of cover, which is just going to be, you know, 18 to out of cover, and then you're going to have that 9 and that 8 from here to armor, which is just going to be huge. So what I'm going to throw in next is from SMGs, you get a huge buff from crit chance. You know, you're going to, even on a bad roll, you're going to get like 14 to 21 crit chance, which is really going to give you a break. Here's some stats real quick. So I have 57 crit chance. All right, honestly, in my opinion, that's a little bit too much. Too much, you're thinking? Yeah, to me, I think that's too much crit chance, because the reason why is because Coyotes is popular. You know, there's going to be someone else giving me crit chance. So, like, I have crit chance rolled on some of these rolls. If I was really wanted to crank it, you know, someone who would be giving me crit chance, I would roll this to headshot damage, and these numbers would get crazy. So what I'm showing you is just like the very, you know, the very bottom. You can still upgrade this many ways, and, you know, as well with that, you know, I'm using this only has 2 mod slots here. I'm running crit chance in them. You could be, you know, and depending on what rolls you have on your gear, maybe you have more crit chance. You could be, you know, instead of these being crit chance mods, they could be crit hit damage. You can just crank this even more. You know, I don't think I actually showcased the damage. I'll give you a quick peek of like what it would look like with what I'm running. Yeah, so I guess I could show you real quick. I was probably gonna go on without showing. So, alright, there I'm hitting for 1.1k, 1.15. And critting for, you know, like 3.5 it looked like. Oops. Alright, let's make sure we keep that proc. Okay, this is just so you can see some of the numbers here. Oh yeah, I would like also to point out that I think that also people don't realize with versatile, this is another thing. So you can switch right back to your weapon, right? So let's say I'm in a phase where I want to use my shotgun, okay? I can switch to here and I can switch right back and still have the amp. So I could like YY, or not YY, but you know, I could go back and get the you know, switch my weapon, switch right back to my weapon, so I have the buff, as long as you don't see the gray cooldown on the bottom left. So that's really really good. So yeah, even this is going to be hidden for, you know, over 1 million. I thought I had something really else. I think I'm getting off track. Did I forget to mention something really important? I think I did. Oh, yep. So here it is. I was talking about the crit chance from here earlier. So this is also a shotgun build. I don't want you to forget about this. You know, I'm running SoCo. I'm running, you know, this to me kind of seems like a SMG build for me for some reason. I don't really feel like it's a shotgun build. Now, I don't want you to forget that this is also a shotgun build, okay? And there is still things you can do that may slightly drop your SMG damage just slightly, but it may boost your shotgun damage by a lot. So you need to keep that into perspective, that you might be able to lose, you know, just a tiny bit of damage here to get a lot of damage somewhere else. And so one of the things I'm kind of referring to here is my crit chance. I have 57 crit chance. And with my shotgun, I have 36 crit chance. So there is a couple different ways to go. Sometimes I was talking about losing crit chance earlier, you know, playing with a group that was giving me crit chance. You know, maybe that's not the scenario. You know, maybe you're playing solo and you know, maybe you could still get more crit chance for your shotgun build. That way, you know, your shotgun is always critting. And yep, I think that might be a good start to this video, a good end to this video. And if you have any questions, please ask. If you have any comments, please, you know, hit up that comment section down below. Please, this is a new channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the content. Yep, I'm iApe. Hit me up, and I hit you up with some more content. Take it easy. Be safe.